One, 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we've just been hearing about some of the essential connective tissue, the cooperations between different asset classes, between government, between markets, between different locations. Now, if you just bear with us for another 2 minutes, because before lunch, you were hoping I would say it's time for lunch, it's not quite there, we have an announcement which will be made by Alex Fraser. Alex, where's Alex? Alex, very good. Now, come round via the stairs. We don't want any accidents. There we go, Alex. Now, Alex Fraser is the Chief Executive of the London Institute of Banking and Finance. We've heard about, I think, some of the skills, areas, and capabilities. And Alex has an announcement to make, which I'll let him do, and then we'll talk about what happens next. Alex, over to you.
Thank you so much. Excellencies, distinguished guests, as I am all that is standing between you and what I'm sure will be a delicious lunch, I am going to be very swift. I want to congratulate ADGM on the declaration and on putting together a flagship event with so many illustrious participants from all over the world. So it's my great pleasure to introduce the work that we are undertaking to support the initiative, to improve awareness of sustainability, both within financial services industry and well beyond. And before I do that, I think I'm allowed a couple of minutes to talk a bit about the Institute. We were founded 140 years ago when nobody really thought about banking as a topic that you could teach. I think there's some interesting parallels there with sustainable finance. But they persevered, and 140 years later, we've educated well over 1 million bankers in 120 countries around the world, and we've been in the region for over 40 years. So today, it's much more than about educating bankers. We focus on younger generations. We've heard a lot this morning about the importance of social inclusion, and our financial capability programs play a major role in improving financial awareness amongst young people. This surely is an important cornerstone of sustainability. If you think of the hundreds of millions of people who still do not have access to basic financial services, this is a huge challenge alongside some of the challenges we've been hearing about today. For the last 5 years, we have been embedding sustainability across all our programs. Our objective is to develop long-term, forward-facing, responsible financial thinking and practice within the industry, and to make sure that all of our students have sustainability embedded within their DNA. So, we are enormously proud of our partnership with ADGM Academy, and we're honored to be asked to support the third pillar of the roadmap. And we will work with the Academy to build programs which are locally relevant, but very much set in a global context. Because we share with the Academy the belief that better education, information, and communication on the opportunities presented by sustainable finance will be crucial to the success of this initiative. It will help unlock the enormous potential for long-term economic prosperity and social inclusion. If we, and by we I include myself, are going to achieve this potential, we need to unlearn what many of us spent the 80s and 90s and noughties learning. A lot of what we have accepted as the norm simply won't be the case. We need to learn to think differently and to value different things. So this applies to people who lead financial institutions, people called upon to perform effective governance and stewardship in a sustainable economy, and who will lead the changes in corporate culture and values that will have to underpin this work. It will apply also to people in management roles responsible for areas such as risk management, accounting, reporting, to those responsible for policy setting and regulation, and of course to the investment community in the broadest sense of that word. It will also apply to people at early stages of their careers, because their future quite literally depends on the actions that you are taking today. So, I promised an announcement, so what is it? I'm delighted to announce that we will launch a series of programs from foundation to advanced levels to help these different groups understand how sustainability will shape their roles, their responsibilities, through a mixture of theory, practice, case studies, delivered by tutors with deep industry knowledge and relevant experience. We like to call them the 3 Ps, practitioners with a passion for pedagogy. Most importantly and significantly at advanced level, we are going to launch a global executive master's program in sustainable finance, which will be the first of its kind anywhere in the world. All of the programs will cover the fundamental issues that we've heard about this morning. In addition to the programs, we will also set up a center, a new center for learning, a unique resource for all practitioners in the region and beyond to access resources in this complex and dynamic field. I think we've heard today, I lost count, how many times we heard the word difficult, challenging, complex. This center will help us understand and learn. It will also give opportunities for peer-to-peer discussions and networking events that are so important to build sustainability going forward. It will publish research into the topics and will work with other academic bodies, sponsor awards and other recognition schemes. And finally, we will foster a greater awareness amongst the broader community by demystifying what could be a very daunting topic for professionals, let alone laymen. The active support and commitment and enthusiasm will be a critical success factor and will be more easily achieved if simple, plain language and concepts are used in integrated public education campaigns. Recently, I had the pleasure of hearing about how Australia are taking forward public education campaigns and how engagement with the common people in Australia has made such a difference to the success of the political initiatives. I think the same thing can work very well here. So this then is the structure of what we are doing to support the vision and the commitment and the passion of ADGM's chairman and the broader community. I would like to thank you for the opportunity to support you in this very important initiative. Thank you very much.
Alex, many thanks. Again, we're seeing that we saw connective tissue. Now we see some flesh put on the bones of education of bankers. So the next 1 million bankers will know what we're talking about here in this room, and that's tremendous news. Now, before you go to lunch, you have to make me a promise. You have to promise to come back, exactly. Your Excellency hit the nail on the head. You have to promise to come back. Why? First and foremost, of course, I will be chairing a panel. I'll be chairing a panel on building the platforms, building the businesses. We'll be down with practitioners who've done it and learning the lessons. We will have a conversation with Dr. Ma on China, moving, despite its scale, perhaps faster than any other country or region in the world. We're also going to hear from Sir Roger Gifford, the Green Finance Initiative in the City of London. There may be lessons that can be learned from the City of London here and vice versa. And then we're going to close by hearing from Carlos Obeid, who's of course the CFO, the esteemed CFO of Mubadala, who will bring the proceedings to a close. So it's a very great program this afternoon. You have to promise to come back at 2:15. 2:15. So I apologize, we're a little bit late. Get some lunch, get some sugar in the system, and let's be back at 2:15. Thank you very much.